Up here, Chicago heading to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals. Bengals off of a rough couple weeks here. They've got to bounce back, and it's not a good start to that. Although they get a good punt, but Bears able to claw out of that hole and get themselves on the right side of the field here. But a penalty ends the drive. No points for them, despite their valiant efforts. And a third and 12, not going to convert. This time, much better field position for them. And they get a first down and another one down to the 21. Third and 4, and they pick it up first and goal. Will they get into the end zone? And from the 3, will they go for it or take the field goal? They take the field goal, 3-0 Bears, as a big play to Tolbert to start us off for the Bengals, and they're off and running. So this offense has stalled out in recent weeks, but they found their spark, and it's Jalen Tolbert. 19-yard touchdown. What a drive for him. So Bears cannot settle for field goals any longer. Two good drives, but only and there's the fumble. So only 3 points to show for three good drives as Logan Wilson comes away with a big play, and now the Bengals are off and running yet again. Moreau and Higgins big grabs. Third and 8. They get a penalty on Alex Highsmith to give them the first down and a touchdown to T. Higgins. 14-3 game as the Bears now on the back foot as we head towards the 2-minute warning. And they're going the wrong way yet again. So the Bears just refuse to get out of their own way today. They get the ball to start. They get a first down, a lot on the ground, and a touchdown. Juwan Jennings 50-yarder. They miss the 2-point conversion attempt and do not get the stop on 3rd and 11. 3rd and 12, they give them 5, and they get the stop anyway. So 5-point deficit for the Bears as they've tried to march down the field yet again. Every drive has been successful on a conversion rate basis, but have not been successful turning into points yet. We start our fourth quarter off with a 3rd and 7, and they don't get it down to a 4th and 1. Will they go for it? They go for it and get it. 2nd and goal, 3rd and goal, 4th and goal from the 5, and touchdown on 4th and goal. Tank Dell hauls it in. Bigsby is hurt and they are going for 2 and get sacks. So a 1-point lead. Bengals got to get the offense fired back up here. And a 3rd and 6, they convert into scoring range. 1st and 10 down to the 15. 3rd and 9, they don't get it. Will they go for it? Take the lead. The lead they get, 2-point lead for Cincinnati as the Bears going to look to end this game. First down inside the 40. 3rd and 4, big down. They get the first down, 2-minute warning hit. 2nd and 3, 1st and goal at the 1, and touchdown. Tank Bigsby. They get the extra point. They got to stop a touchdown here. And an interception on the first play. Jalen Johnson, who is the GOAT when the game's on the line, gets another clutch interception. And the Bears are going to come away with victory today as they're able to run out the clock. A huge win. And now the Bengals are officially reeling after a 6-0 start. They drop a game here at home that they did have control of in the middle, just could not close it out. So the Bears, a big time win for them as they look to cement themselves in the NFC North, knocking off one of the powers in the AFC. I mean, what a game, back and forth, game of runs in a sense, but the Burrow pick seals the deal. Stafford absolutely balling today, and they needed every bit of it. Just missed a couple opportunities early, but man, they were great. Jacobs not his best day. Juwan Jennings over 100 yards. Tank Dell also a big time day. Really just a high volume day for this Bears passing attack all around. A lot of tackle for loss here. Highsmith getting a sack and a half, leading the way. Jalen Johnson, our game-sealing pick. Logan Wilson recovers that fumble that did threaten to be the play of the day, but it was not. So that'll do it. What a start to a recap. We'll see you in the next game. Teams waving the white flag on this year to some extent at least. Vikings by trading away all of their corners. The Lions by trading away basically everybody not nailed down at this point. So these two teams kind of at a pivot point in their season at this week, having decided to move on from some of their less long-term pieces, but a win here would give the Lions just a one-game deficit in the division still, which is where they entered this week, and the Vikings could be 2 games back. So we are talking about a division that is still in reach for both of these teams if they are able to go on a run. And that's a fumble to start for the Lions, as the Vikings will get the first bout of luck go their way, probably for the whole damn season at this point, as they march down the field and score a touchdown. A Marion Hampton touchdown grab. They kick 7-0 Vikings. So a good start for them, no doubt. Back-to-back negative plays. Gervon Dexter gets in there, so Lions unfortunately not able to find any sort of luck. A Brian O'Neill penalty ends that drive. And so you're starting to see why these teams are where they are. They don't really want to get out of their own way, but the Vikings, for their part, have done less of getting in their own way, though plenty of it with the penalties. As that's a big chunk. Bub Means, 27 yards, and a penalty, and then a sack, and then a sack. So, like, I mean, it's and then a penalty down to the one. It's. I mean, it looks like you'd expect, but doesn't feel better. You know what I mean? Anyway, 7-0 Vikings as they start with the ball. Jordan Addison a big grab, 3rd and 3, and they pick it up. So a conversion here as they get down to the 20, 3rd and 10, and an interception by Kool-Aid McKinstry. So a good return out to the 32 as well. That doesn't mean the Lions are doing anything with that, as we're going to start with a unreserved a sack, and they will take a false start on the punt as well for good measure. And they will get a 4th and 1, and they get a big play after that. Bub Means 28 yards and touchdown Lions, Keon Coleman. So just like that, the game flips on its head. The Lions even things up. The missed opportunities for the Vikings are stacking up against them. Can the Lions take the lead here in a interception touchdown? Harrison Smith, the pick six. Lions 7-point advantage right back to start our fourth quarter as another catch. This one, Keon Coleman, 27 yards, gets them into scoring range. 3rd and 9. They don't get it. Likely they'll go for a 4th and 2. They pick it up down inside the 10 now. 3rd and 4. They don't get it in a huge sack. Will Anderson Jr. 4th and 12. They take the field goal. 4-point game as the Vikings can put them away with a touchdown. 3rd and 4. And of course, they will do nothing with it. Demarcus Lawrence, the sack, and punted away as the Lions now look to strike down the field. Touchdown needed to win it. 1st and 15, 2nd and 4. They get a first down. A touchdown does it. Dante Thornton. 17-14. The Vikings now have to march down the field in quick order, and they are running the ball. And penalty puts them into field goal range. Will they go for the kick? They will get it off with 4 seconds left. They tie things up. Vikings will start with the football here. So an exciting end to our game as we're back to our regularly scheduled programming of negative plays leading to punts. Um, as that's a negative play wiping out a first down. They don't pick it up. Minute 37 for the Lions. And this is going to be a tie. So, I mean, what other way could this game have ended than a tie? A 17-17 game. Neither team walks out of here happy today. Neither team has been happy this whole season. So, just a game the Vikings feel like they should have had, and a game the Lions feel like they also could have had. I mean, we talk about fumble in the red zone for both teams, an interception for both teams, one of them being a pick six. And in the end, a sloppy game leads to a tied game. Decent day for Marion Hampton. Bub Means, 8 for 116, stepping up for the injured um, Debo Samuel. Not a great debut for Broderick Jones, to put it lightly. Is that will not be great, yeah, for sure. 2 sacks for Will Anderson Jr. Kool-Aid McKinstry and Harrison Smith beat picks. Forced fumble for Al Shair, who recovered it. And a touchdown by Harrison Smith. So that'll do it for us here. A tie. We'll see you in the next one. Hello, everybody. Welcome to a rainy as hell MetLife Stadium here in the Meadowlands. One of the heavier rains I think I've seen in the Madden Sim here. We'll see how that ends up affecting the players here in the Fast Sim. So yeah, here we go. And so far, starting very negative. BJ Hill getting the second of the sack and picked up anyways. Zacchaeus gets on the first down. What a huge conversion to lead to 0 points. I mean, had a chance to be one of those game, setting the tone, essentially, moments. And another third and long conversion to Zacchaeus. Let's see if they get points out of this one. And a fumble recovered by Brian Branch. He has a breakout scenario. A fumble recovery actually does nothing for that, which is unfortunate the way that the breakouts work. Because you think if he forces a fumble recovery, anyway, sacked by Byron Murphy, 3rd and 7, and they don't get it. Field goal for the Giants is good. So we start our second quarter off with the Niners looking to finally get some points up on the board. They get into scoring range here. Jerry Jeudy, 2nd and 7, and inside the red zone they go, and a touchdown. Kittle, 18 yards, 7-3. Niners. The Giants have got to get this offense off the ground, and unfortunately it will stay grounded. Sack gonna knock them off course. They get the stop though. 5 minutes to play in our first half. Penalty on Fotu gonna give the Giants good shot in the arm for their offense, we'll call it. Down inside the 10 and touchdown, Mike Evans. So a 10-7 Giants lead now as the Niners going to look to score in the 2-minute drill, 3rd and 7, and they do not get it. Giants with 1:30 to go, and they're marching. Can they get in the end zone? And they do get points. It didn't look great the whole time, but they get points right before the end of the half, and they get the ball to start. So 13-7 lead. Trying to go 2 for 1. It's Mike Evans, 22-yarder. Into scoring range they go. 3rd and 1, and they pick it up. So a rare 2 for 1 that may actually be capitalized on. Can they punch it in? 2nd and goal, and touchdown. Jalen Waddle, 4 yards. They go for 2. They do not get it. So a 19-7 lead for them. 3rd and 10, and an interception by, again, interception doesn't help him any. But Brian Branch, what a game for him. Um, maybe just have an owner vote about, hey, if the guy goes off but doesn't hit the specific thing, do you give it to him anyway? Regardless, Giants taking control of this game, slating a 5-yard touchdown, 26-7. Niners just looking to find any sort of momentum to see if they can claw back in this game. It's a good drive so far. 2nd and 7, a 3rd and 13 after the Dexter Lawrence sack, and a loss by Charbonnet. And they kick the field goal, 2-score game now. So it is doable, but they got to get a stop here. A sack and an incomplete pass. So that's one stop. Got to score a touchdown and 2-point conversion here pretty quick. And they pick up the 4th and 6. DJ Moore, 29 yards. As they're looking at 4 minutes to go, they get into the end zone. Charbonnet touchdown. 2-point conversion needed. And they get it. Their hopes are alive. So let's see if the Giants can put the game away. And an interception. Brandon Jones, the pick. They might have time for 2 scores if they need it. 3rd and 5, and a 1st and 10, and an interception by the rookie Jacob Parrish. And that is going to be probably enough of the dagger. He catches it in the end zone. Oh, but they go 3 and out, all incomplete passes, saving all of the timeouts. So at least they get a chance to reset the field. But poor play calling here from the Giants gives the Niners another chance. They're out of time, though, and they don't get it off. So a 26-18 victory. Giants try to give it away, but Niners just could not make the plays against this defense. So we'll see if Branch, in his huge day, ends up actually accomplishing his breakout scenario of 5 tackles and 2 tackle for losses. Stroud, 3 touchdowns and 1 interception. Sharp, what a bad day, but does get a touchdown. Also fumbles the ball away. So you couldn't have a worse day out of Sharp for them. Judy, 112 yards. Love to see that. Kittle, 94 as well. Big day. And the injured front struggling a bit against this prolific Giants front. Dexter Lawrence with 4 sacks. And then interceptions. So Branch does not get it. He does not have his tackle for losses here. So, yeah, I mean, he wouldn't have got it any of the scenarios I could have picked. He needed 2 deflections and a pick. So he didn't get that either. But he does force a fumble and recover it. Again, there's nothing available for him to have done it. But, man, that's a tough one. What a game for him. What a game for the Giants. We'll see you in the next one. All right, here we go. A matchup of playoff teams to playoff hopeful team. Denver at 4-4, looking to get over 500 here as they head to Houston to take on the last undefeated team in the Texans. They have been an absolute wagon on offense. Their defense has played opportunistic football, and it's been a recipe for success for them. A penalty on Terrell Bernard going to give them a first down. Actually, I don't think that's Terrell Bernard. I don't know who that is. I saw the name Bernard, and I was like, anyway, Van Ginkel a sack. 3rd and 16, and they don't pick it up. A field goal on your opening drive for the Texans as the Broncos will look to answer, and they will not do so. 3 and out for them. And a long touchdown. Garrett Wilson, 58 yards, and a 10-0 Houston lead early here. As Denver now in their second drive has got to get something rolling. They do got something here. Can they punch in the end zone? 3rd and 3. They don't get it. They take the field goal. One-score game. Houston right back on the bowl, but a sack. Dietrich Wise, 3rd and 17, and another loss of yards. This one a 3-yard loss on the run. And oh, a blocked punt gives them great field position, and they capitalized 3 plays later with a Dylan Sampson touchdown run, 10-all. Blocked punt being a big change in this game, but Ricky Pearsall, 26 yards, gets him right back in scoring range. 3rd and 5 converted to Pearsall, but then an interception, Denzel Ward. So another splash play for this defense slash special teams unit as Denver is going to look to take the lead. 3rd and 1 and touchdown Nico Collins, a 17-10 lead. They get the ball out of half so they can get a stop here, and it looks like they're gonna. Penalty says, but that's an interception. So they get the ball in scoring range, can go up by 2 scores here. 1st and goal and touchdown. Dylan Sampson on the grab, 24-10, a rare 3-for-1 opportunity dang near. But Houston, see if they can get a point up. They cannot. So Denver can open up a 3-score lead here. They won't do so. So life remains for this Texans offense, but they got to find it. 3rd and 6, and they barely pick up the first down, but barely counts as they're marching here inside the 20 and an interception. Drew Phillips, this opportunistic defense, makes a play for him. Can the offense get things back in gear? Have not done anything since that 58-yard touchdown. 1st and goal, 3rd and goal, and touchdown Texans. Hunter Henry gets it, 24-17. A lot of football left for them. 4th and 7, they have to punt, so the Broncos offense has lost its magic here at the second half of this game. We'll see if the defense can find some magic for them. Inside the 40, inside the 30, they go. 3rd and 2, they pick it up. 1st and goal, 2nd and goal, 3rd and goal. Touchdown Texans. Trey Tucker into the end zone, and they tie things up with 1 minute and 5 seconds left. Can the Broncos answer? A sack going to probably dash the hopes as they will head to overtime. Broncos start with the football, and they take a sack to start that as well. New addition, Josh Sweat, getting in there, and they have to punt quickly. Going to have to rely on their defense, which almost gets the stop, but again, almost doesn't count. 3rd and 7, they get the stop. Well, they try the long field goal. They punt. I don't agree with that at all, but Denver now a chance with 2 minutes left. 4th and 6, they go for it. They punt as well. We're going to have a tie here today, ladies and gentlemen. So a 24-all tie. Another tie on the year. Houston remains unbeaten, but they do not get to 8 wins here. What an ugly second half for the Broncos, letting the Texans back into it. Definitely feel like you're gonna miss this 4th and 1 for the Texans. I'm not sure why you don't try for it, but they did not, and that ends up being the game. Garrett Wilson over 100, Nico nearly 100. And Mayasau gonna block it, and a safety's no touchdown, so that'll do it. Gotta love a tie. All right, we head to New England as the Patriots will play host to the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons on a nice winning streak here, looking to take care of business on the road against a team that has, let's say, great odds of the #1 pick at this point in the season. But so far, advantage is leaning the Patriots as they have maintained these field position battle, and they get a couple first downs, and they are looking to put up some points here. Hubbard, dominating on the drive, but they will be stalled out. Harmon gets him to a 3rd and 15, who does get injured on the play. And 3-0 Patriots here. And oh man, disaster on the kickoff. A penalty knocks them back to the 2 and a safety. So a 5-0 game as New England's now going to look to put up more points. 3rd and 3. They don't get it. Will they take the kick from here? And we don't know what happened on this play. Looks like a punt based off of where they ended up. So, all right, punt it is. And Atlanta's offense finally got up and rolling down to the 1 and touchdown. Falcons, see if they go for 2. They do not. 7-5 game. 3rd and 13. And they will punt. Not a good punt either. So Torrey Taylor continues to struggle in the ACFL. Honestly, like one of the storylines I am most surprised about. An interception by Shaq Griffin, touchback for the Patriots. They're going to have a chance at the 2-minute drill. And they'll get a first down, but doesn't look like they're going fast enough. They did not get it off, so a 7-5 advantage for Atlanta as they're going to go 3 and out after the penalty, I guess. So three plus, plus 1 then 3, whatever. 2nd and 20 on a penalty, a sack by Marshawn Nealon. 4th and 20, they punt. New England field goal to try to take the lead here. They get past midfield. And a touchdown. Mecole Hardman gets them into the end zone. And they do not go for 2. So a 5-point lead for them. Not sure why they wouldn't at this point. A penalty on Urasek. Sacked by Milton Williams. 3rd and 12. And they pick it up on back-to-back good plays. 2nd and 13. And a touchdown to Casey Washington. So they're going deep in the depth there. 2-point conversion failed. Start of our 4th quarter. As now the Patriots are going to look to answer. They don't. Good punt, though. So I talk shit, and then he does a good one. 3rd and 7 pickup. They've been great on 3rd down today. And that's going to be enough to probably ice this game. Do they go for 2 is the question. They do not. 8-point game. Still hope for the Patriots here. 3rd and inches. They'll pick it up. 2-minute drill hit. They got to go fast, and they throw an interception. So Renardo Green, the pick. That'll be the game. But a well-fought game for the Patriots. Just not quite enough time at this point. And that'll do it. 20-12 victory for the Falcons. Not the kind of resounding win you were hoping for as the Falcons, but a win is a win. Dart had a little up and down, but I think overall pretty solid. Justice Hill plays a lot. Maybe they had an injury before this? I'm not sure. Whatever. Anyway, I forgot. Oh yes, Bucky Irving's missing this week. That's right. I remember now. He's had a 1 week injury. Anyway, Gerald Everett, 107 yards. Casey Washington has a big grab. So, big time week for the reserve guys there in Atlanta. Jimmy Cardwell, nice day for him. Green and Shaq Griffin, the picks. Hairston, who should not be playing. Sorry. Forced fumble. Thornhill. I thought I took him out. Whatever. We're not talking about. Keon White, the safety. See the legend. And yeah, that'll do it. A 20-12 victory for Falcons. And we'll catch you in the next game. All right, here we are at Lambeau Field. A big week here in Green Bay as they make a big swing at wide receiver. And let's see if that's the catalyst they need to get this season rolling. An opportunity in the division, no doubt, as they're only 2 games back coming to this. I think a game and a half back, actually. So they're looking to get started and see if that's enough to get them rolling. As a 3rd and 9 picked up to Jack Besh. 1st and goal inside the 10-yard line there. 3rd and goal from the 3. And touchdown, Noah Gray on the board. 7-0 Packers. A sack on 1st down by Bryce Young. And they will go 3 and out. So, 3rd and 2. And a 1st down completion. Chase Brown getting in there. Or 1st down run, sorry. And a big play to Alec Pierce for 30 yards. 3rd and 7 coming up. And a penalty. Blankenship going to give them the 1st down. 3rd and 8. This one they will not get as they will take their field goal. 10-0 game. Carolina going to need something here. They get a penalty to kick them off. Odunze the grab. A big chunk play to Noah Fant. GOAT, of course. James Pierce the sack. And another sack on back-to-back plays by James Pierce on both. 3rd and 25. And nothing there. So 0 points after getting a 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Can't be having those mistakes as we get 2 false starts on Elgin Jenkins. 3rd and 8. Does not matter. Zay Flowers, 23 yards. And they keep it marching here. Pierce for 12. Holding penalty by Elgin Jenkins. What a horrible drive he is having right now. Jordan Love, unfazed by all of it. 3rd and 13. CJ Brewer, a sack. I don't even know who that is. A field goal missed by Loop. So, new life for Carolina. 2-minute drill. Decent field position. A first down to Olave. Minute to go. Down inside the 30. Olave, another grab. Down to the 11. Touchdown, Carolina. DK getting into the end zone. A 10-7 game now. So Green Bay got to be kicking themselves for how this half ended. Carolina, a 2-for-1 opportunity. A penalty gets on the first down. And first down inside the 30 for Olave. But a sack. Puna Ford. They overcome it this time. Noah Fant gets them into the red zone. 2nd and 4. 3rd and 6. And they don't get it. Will they go for it here? They do not. 10 all game on the 24-yard kick. And now see if the Packers can muster a response. Inside the 30 they go. 1st and 10. And touchdown Packers. Jack Besh gives them back the lead 17-10. Carolina going to look to answer. And a 3rd and 10, Olave, 23-yard grab, gets them rolling. 3rd and 2 converted to Odunze. 1st and 10, another Olave first down picked up. Jonathan Brooks gets in on the action. 3rd and goal from the 4. 4th and goal from the 7 after the Armstead sack. And they'll take their points 17-13. Big stand again by the Green Bay defense in the red zone. But Jalix Hunt, sack, and Derek Brown getting in as well. So the defense steps up big, gives them a shot to take the lead midway through our fourth quarter. But a sack, James Pierce yet again. What a day for the rookie. 3rd and 21, and they will stall out and punt. Green Bay going to look to put them away with a long drive, and they're doing a good job so far establishing the run game really well. A 3rd and 7, have it on the other side of our 2-minute warning, and they pick it up through the air. Zay Flowers, the new addition, ices the game for them, and that'll be a 17-13 Packers win. So, in the end, I think you got to say the trade got them, a little bit more dynamic offense at the very least. Everybody seemed to have a good game. Love was managing to overcome some of those penalties that had hurt them. For Bryce Young, just too many sacks, kind of the same deal as Love, but just didn't get enough of those explosive plays to overcome them. Set off too many field goals. Running games are pretty solid all around, though I think you'd want more both ways. 94 yards for Olave, leading the way. 80 for Flowers in his debut for the Packers. Trent Brown, Will Campbell, Elton Jenkins, left side's just struggling here, as we'll see. Those guys probably rack up their sacks. So, yep, James Pierce, the rookie, 3 sacks. Spread around for the Panthers a little more than I thought. Malachi Starks and James Pierce deflections. Jeremy Chin forces a fumble. I wonder if that's a blocked kick. There was no blocked kick. Straight up missed the 40-yarder on Loop. So, that is tough for them, but that'll do it. Big win for Green Bay here at home. They get to 3-5, try to make a run at this division, a 17-13 win. All right, we'll keep rolling. See you in the next one. Well, I mentioned the rain in Jersey being the worst rain I've ever seen. We'll throw in rain at night at that level to make it just a little bit darker while we're at it. So, you know what? We're getting a rainy week here in the ACFL. Colts Steelers here as Von Miller gets a sack to force the punt. And a penalty by Dane Belton going to give the Steelers a good jump start, but they 4th and inches. Go for it. They do not. Punt away. So punts to start. Colts looking to strike first. They cannot. Another sack on 3rd down. This one by Jalen Carter. A good punt down to the 3 as Steelers look to go the length of the field. A 3rd and 13 converted to Evan Ingram. And now, start of our second quarter, Steelers threatening to put up our first points. A penalty down to the 6, Dane Belton yet again. 3rd and goal and touchdown, Pittsburgh. Romeo Doubs, his debut for the Pittsburgh Steelers on the other side of the Zay Flowers trade. He gets a touchdown in his first opportunity, I guess. First touchdown scored with him was him scoring it, so that's exciting. Colts looking to even things up. Down inside the red zone and touchdown Demario Douglas. So 7 all game. Pittsburgh going to look to answer in a 2 minute, or it's 4 minute drill. That's a little overzealous, say 2 minute drill. But either way, they're marching, got enough time, and they get into the end zone. Dobbs back-to-back touchdowns, his second of the day. Second as a Steeler, 14-7. As the Colts are going to look to put up points before half. Can they get it off? They cannot. 14-7. Steelers do start with the ball, and they are right to work here. 3 big chunk plays, a penalty as well. First and goal and touchdown. Jamison Williams, 21-7, as the Colts are going to look to keep pace in this game. Get a big play to Bowers, 3rd and inches. They pick it up on the ground, 3rd and 7, and they don't get it here and don't go for the kick. So obviously the elements playing a factor here, as the Steelers like to punt on 4th and 1. Colts go 3 and out. A great punt down to the 1, but unfortunately Henry's able to get out of it for them. So Steelers looking to put the game away. They nurse a 2-score lead, looking to make it 3 at 3rd and 10. They don't get it at midfield. They punt, touchback there. Colts need a touchdown on this drive. 4th and 5. They do not get it, so that'll be probably enough to end the game, as the Steelers are just going to look to put their finishing touches on this one. First and goal from the 3. Touchdown, Derrick Henry on the ground, 28-7. 2:45 left. A penalty gives the Colts a nice jump start, try to put up some more points. Something happened. Interception by Dan Henley. So that'll ice our game here. Steelers will look to just run this out, and they do. A 28-7 game. Was closer than it looked for a majority of it, but in the end, Colts just did not have enough bullets left to keep firing. Missed a couple opportunities, and it'll be a convincing win in the end for Pittsburgh. Justin Fields started hot, didn't finish so strong. Derrick Henry, 88 yards, probably his first good game as a Steeler. And so Jameson Williams leads the way in yards, 88, and touchdown. Dobbs, 7 grabs, 2 touchdowns in his debut. Beachum, Nelson allowing sacks. Demario Davis, 12 tackles. Von Miller, a sack and a half. Dan Henley, the interception. Rogers, Dory Jackson, the deflections. TJ Watt forced a fumble. It was not recovered. Blocks, safeties, touchdowns, none of that. All right, rainy day in Pittsburgh. Steelers win 28-7. We'll catch you guys in the next game. Alrighty, we are here at Allegiant Stadium. The Raiders, who are very busy, consistently the team. It's like, who's going to end up with this guy? And it's like, it's going to be the Raiders, as they land Trent Williams to anchor this offensive line, swap out the weak link for a strength. Obviously, Broderick Jones has some positive momentum going forward in real life, but long-term play for the Lions. But Trent Williams should be a unit for this team, as they are going to look to stabilize their offense, but not getting on the first drive, as Jacksonville looking like they will take our first lead of the day, 1st and goal, and 4th and goal from the 2. Will they go for it? They go for it and get it. Stevenson touchdown, 7-0 Jags, as the Raiders will look to respond. A 3rd and 6. They don't get it. Can they go for it from here? They can, and they get it. So the aggressive play call from both teams paying off so far as the second quarter starts. Jags on the back foot here. Raiders 4th and 3. They kick that field goal. So the Jags hold strong. 7-3 lead for them. 3rd and 3. They do not pick it up. They go for it and get it. I love the aggressiveness here from Jacksonville. It might end up being the difference in the game, as they are now going to be looking at putting up points where they were not before. 3rd and goal from the 3. 4th and goal from 3. Will they go for it again? They do not. 10-3 game. So they have decided they know when to fold them. Oh, a Byron Murphy interception. The Jags, 3rd and goal. They get it. Or 1st and goal, sorry. 3rd and 4 from the 10. They pick it up. 2nd goal from the 1. And touchdown, Travion Henderson. A 17-3 game. As now, I mean, the Raiders on the back foot. They throw another pick. Don't think it's going to kill them. Oh, wait, it might. Points to the Jags. They're up to a 17-point lead. And they get the ball. So, costly mistakes again from Jaden Daniels. Will McDonald does get a sack to start the half off. And a big chunk play. Xavier Legette, 28 yards. They're marching. And a touchdown. Marquise Brown, 20-10. A good start to the comeback train. 4th and 10, they punt. So, quick 3-and-out. Ball right back in the hands of the offense. 3rd and 18, and they don't get it. So penalty helps kill the drive. And now the Jags get a touchdown. Mac Hollins, 46-yarder. So that's it. And I think the Jags won this game. So the Raiders continue to make good moves, continue to make this team even better, but they just don't put it all together on Sundays. They still have a shot in this game, I guess. They did score quick, but they're going to need to keep it on. And just another penalty on John Simpson, and they don't get it. So yeah, that's it. A lot of backwards movement, but and they pick up the first down anyway, which is crazy, and they miss the kick. It doesn't really matter at that point. And the Raiders are not going anywhere either. So Jags will put up more points. Stevenson another touchdown of the day for him, and that's going to do it. So the Raiders just could not get anything moving in these critical downs. Marquise Brown could attack on another touchdown, but mere formality there. A 34-24 victory for the Jags. A great showing from them. They took control of the game early and they never really let go of it. Gino had a solid game. I guess no, not really running the ball well. They just did it on defense. Sutton 121 yards. So a big day for sure. Spreading everything around. Travis Hunter forced a fumble, was not recovered, blocked, safeties, touchdown, none of that. All right, we'll catch you guys in the next one. All right, here we are, LA Rams looking to get the season rolling. 1-6, not the start they had hoped for, but opportunity this week as New Orleans comes to town for the Saints. Similarly, not the start they had hoped for, though the injury to Kyler really put a dampen on their season. They get Kyler back and hoping they can go on a run. 3rd and 19. It's not picked up. Field goal's good. 3-0 Rams. And not going to convert. They punt, touchback. Rams looking to take a 2-score lead. Another penalty going to help them out here. 3rd and 13. And they don't pick it up. They don't get the field goal either. So Saints still down by just 3 points, but stall out shy of midfield. Good punt, though, inside the 10. As we start our second quarter off with the Rams looking to mount another drive. 3rd and 16 coming up after the McNeil sack. They don't pick it up, and not a great punt either. 3rd and 5, they don't get it. Saints offense sputtering here in our first half. The Rams offense has been much more consistent, but not able to execute quite good enough on these third downs to keep their drives moving. Another 3 and out for the Saints. 2-minute warning hits. 1st and 10 inside the 50. 3rd and 1, and they get it. So looking at points here, can they execute? 3rd and 1, they don't. So 3-0 game still. The Saints gonna look to find something in the second half, and they cannot do so. Rams looking to put a firm lead out there. They cannot do so either. Punt down to the 3, so a solid punt. And 3 and out by the Saints yet again. Great day from this Rams defense. Really, both defenses pitching an excellent game, but the Rams haven't even given them a single bit of opportunity to do anything. As Mekhi Wingo sack. Start of our fourth quarter with a short field here. Maybe some small glimmer of hope for the Saints offense. And that's a big chunk play. Oh, well, that explains it. Jimmy Garoppolo's in. So Kyler must have gotten hurt early in the game. There's been no big plays to wait for, but Jimmy Garoppolo, Darnell Mooney, 13 yards, a 7-3 Saints lead. Now the Rams offense that has similarly been sputtering now has to move forward. They get a penalty on the defense to get a new set of downs, and they still can't convert a actual first down on offense. 3rd and 5, and it's picked up. Jimmy Garoppolo dealing here to end this game, trying to ice things for them as they get down inside the 30. 3rd and 8, and it's picked up inside the 20-yard line. That's going to be enough to probably end the game. And it does, a 7-3 win for the Saints, a game the Rams have got to feel like they should have won. They just could not get anything going on offense. The Saints hold their breath yet again with Kyler down. Kyler does throw 12 passes. He's injured. Not a good 12 passes by any means. Um, Kongwu throws a pass. Why not? Jimmy G, though, was very good in his limited stint there. So he stepped up big for them. Caleb Williams throws the ball 44 times. Just not very efficient. So I guess it's kind of a case of starting quarterbacks having their number called, but when the backup comes in for the Saints, they did start to cook. So easily Kyler's worst game of the year, and they needed their backup to step up, Jimmy, and he gives them one touchdown drive and 2 really good drives at that. Good job from the Saints defense to hold down the fort, while their offense did just nothing at all. the play disparity is, massive because they just had the ball the whole time because the Saints didn't hold it. But a 7-3 win is still a win. Saints get to 4-5. The Rams at 1-7 have to feel like their hopes of a playoff berth have been fully dashed here. They did go on a magic run last year, so they're going to need it yet again. So, up and Seal, we got 2 games left in the recap, I think. We'll see you there. All right, our second to last game of the week here, Seattle heading to Washington, which is also where they're from. Very confusing to people who don't know, apparently, as I found out. They head to the capital as they take on the Commanders. Commanders have had a nice season, and kind of breath of fresh air for a team that has had expectations in our past, but has not lived up to them. They're kind of are exceeding expectations to start this year. For Seattle, it is another disappointing year for them, but one that they are hoping they can turn around here still. Can go on a nice little win streak here. Get to 2 in a row if they can win this game, I believe, if memory serves me correct. But a 3rd and 8 coming after the sack, and hey, don't get it. 3-0 Seahawks. Penalty's going to start this Commanders drive off good, and they are down inside the 30. 3rd and 2. They don't get it, but a 4th and inches. Will they go for it? They go for it, and they don't get it. They throw it, which is kind of bold from inches to go. Seattle gets a big 4th down stop, and they punt away on the back end of it. But another 3rd and short stop. 2nd and 18 to start a 2-minute warning. Mike Green, another sack, and they punt. Minute to go for the Commanders. Needing a chunk play here. And they get a couple solid plays, but just not quite enough to really make it happen. So 3-0 game at half. Exactly our score of the last game at half. But Seattle gets a touchdown. Josh Downs 30 yards, 10-0 Seattle. So our higher score than anything last game. But Commanders, can they put up some points to make this game interesting? Ooh, big chunk. Terry McLaurin 17 yards. Into the red zone they go, but they will stall out. And they go for it and don't get it. So that's 2 drives deep in Seahawks territory. But a pick. Darian Porter, the rookie, picks off Penix. Goal to go scenario. 3rd and goal from the 1. And start of our 4th quarter, they get the touchdown. Jameis Winston rushes it in. 10-7 game. Mistake by Penix proven costly. As a 2nd 16 now. And they are not able to pick it up. Clelin Ferrell the sack. Commanders can take the lead here, and they're marching. They might just be able to do so. 3rd and 2, they pick it up. 3rd and 2 again, and they get it once more. And a touchdown. Terry McLaurin. 3:14 to go for Seattle. They got to be 4 down all the way here. They might not need them though, as they're marching. 3rd and 6, 4th and 11. So Mike Green another sack, and they don't get it. So that's going to be the game. Commanders are going to win this one, just continuing their nice season. They go to 4-4-1. Seattle drops to 2-6. Just cannot put anything together with Penix at quarterback. Um, just it's crazy. Really, it is how this team doesn't perform better. Bijan's still 4.9 per carry, but not able to capitalize. The one pick ends up being the difference. Mike Green with 3 sacks. Darren Porter the pick, so big day for their rookies. But yeah, that'll do it. 1 game left. We'll see you there. Alright, our last game of the week up here, Arizona heading to Dallas, take on the Cowboys here. Arizona looking to cement themselves as a real threat in that NFC West race. They've been right there on the doorstep. This is an opportunity for them with the Niners loss. I think they lost. I don't know. It's been so long since I recorded that now. Who knows? But anyway, their offense obviously has been among the best in the league. Their defense making huge strides in recent weeks. They get a safety to kick today off. 3rd and 7, they pick it up and going the wrong way, and they're going to have to punt at the start of 2nd quarter. And a fumble recovered by Autry. Good field position for the Cardinals as they make quick work of this drive, but stalled out. Kamara stuffed. They take the field goal, 5-0. Dallas, big time plays on defense so far today. Unfortunately, their offense not making the same level of big time plays to this point. 1st and 20 and a 3rd and 9. And they pick up the 3rd and 4, get help with an offsides as well, and a touchdown. Arizona burden the grab. They get the extra point. 12-0 game here as Dallas looks to put up points before the end of the half.
but a Byron Young sack is going to put a dampen on that. Cardinals do start with the ball, and good start to their second half, but they do settle for the field goal. 15-0 game here. Don't think I changed their kicker, so yeah, I don't know. He's still hitting them. Well, what are you gonna say? Anyway, they go for a fourth down, do not get it. Cardinals looking like they're gonna put the nail in the coffin, but they saw it again. They just seem like they're unstoppable, and then they just stop. You know. Anyway, CeeDee Lamb, big catch here, 1st and 10, and a touchdown, Tim Patrick. So a one-score game here as the Cardinals offense just refuses to execute on 3rd and short. Tim Patrick, another big grab. And down inside the 30 they go. 3rd and 7. They pick it up as well in the red zone. 4th and 5. And they don't get it. Armstrong, another sack here. But the offense is letting them down, leaving it to the defense once again to win the game for them. Armstrong, another sack. And they punt, a surrender punt. If I've ever seen one, that's going to be probably game over. Not quite. Took they all right. Anyway, they don't get it. So a 15-7 victory for the Cardinals. A weird game for them with the offense playing awful throughout most of the game. But Ross had a decent game. Yeah, see, Trevor Lawrence just 51% completion percentage is not going to get it done. Could not run the ball. Neither team could do that. Tyler Warren though had a big day. Havenstein allows 3 sacks in back-to-back weeks. Yikes. Armstrong 3.5 sacks. Autry forced fumble and recovered it. Safety was by Armstrong, and that'll do it. So, what a week for this Cardinals defense, stepping up big. 15-7. A lot of low scoring end of game, end of the run here, but either way, that's been the recap show. We'll have the last game coming up here shortly as well. So